All right, for this week's project, going to turn some sort of a bowl. I'm thinking a sugar bowl. All right, I got this chunk of cherry here. It's been sitting in the basement for quite a while. It's kind of cracked. And I found pretty close to the centers. I'm going to get it around, and we'll see if it'll work for the project I have in mind. All right, I think I'll square up the ends and get it cranked up then. All right, that's a pretty good tennis. All right, I got it cranked up to about 1400 RPMs. I take my roughing gouge here. I have to roughing gouge and just get her into a good round, and then we'll go from there. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna mix up some 5-minute epoxy and fill in these cracks and shit, and see if we can't start hollowing. All right, I mixed up some epoxy here, some 5-minute epoxy. I colored it with some red dye, dry dye, and threw some mica powder in there to see what happens. So I say, if it crashes and burns, it crashes and burns. It's not the end of the world. But it would be, I don't know if it's going to work or not. All right, epoxy's all hardened. Looks kind of cool, actually. Yeah, kind of matches the purplish red color in the wood. So we'll see what happens here. I'm gonna crank her up, clean it up. going. So, okay, I'm happy with that. The rest of that was probably sand out nice and easy. All right, turn the speed down to the lowest belt, 214 RPMs. I'm gonna just take away some material quick, hog it out. All right, I'll take the rest out with my gouge. All right, we got a little bit more hollow in the go, but we're getting there. We got a crack in the bottom. We'll have to put some CA glue in there. All right, a catastrophe has set in. I went too deep and poked a hole through the bottom of the bowl, or through the bottom of the sugar bowl here, and yeah, not good. So what I did is I had a chunk of cherry laying around, some 8/4 stock, and I just cut myself a circle and pounded it into the mortise and left out a tenon, and we're going to hopefully try to blend this on in. I mean, what else can we do? We'll see what happens and hope it doesn't go flying across the shop. Wish me luck. All right, well, I think we saved it. So I'm gonna put my inside finish. I'm using some Mahoney's walnut oil. As I say, I like to use something food safe, so we're gonna douse it nice and heavy. And we'll get that going.
Looks good.
All right, that's got a really nice luster. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I glued this up, and I pretty much just cut it out on the bandsaw. I just gave it some quick tucks. We're gonna cut. I wasn't sure exactly how big of a lid I was gonna need, so I didn't want to go round or anything, but I glued these up a couple days ago, and I just glued a little waste block on the back that I turned prior to going, so we could speed up this process and get it going. So I'm gonna lock this bad fella down, and then we're gonna turn it to round, and we will make it fit our sugar bowl. All right. I like it. Okay, I have sanded this significantly, and gonna put a finish on it real quick. We're just gonna throw some more walnut oil on it and get it done. And then I'll part it off and I'll work on the finial. Good enough. All right, gonna turn a finial here. Okay. Some walnut oil on here. All right, nice little finial. That'll work out.